Good morning, guys. Happy Monday. Hope you have a great start to your week. We're going to continue through the book of James. We're still in chapter 4. We're going to read where James predicts the COVID-19 pandemic quarantine in 2020. Not really. But what he talks about here is very, very pertinent to what we're experiencing right now. And I'd like to read through that and talk about it with you guys. Starting in verse 13, we're going to read 13 to 14. Come now, you who say, today or tomorrow we will go into such and such a town and spend a year there and trade and make a profit. Yet you do not know what tomorrow will bring. What is your life? For you are a mist that appears for a little time and then vanishes. We're going to break that up and talk about that again tomorrow. But let's look at the first part. He says, come now, you who say, today or tomorrow we will go into such and such a town and spend a year there and trade and make a profit. He's saying that it's absolutely silly that you and we plan out our entire life. By 18, I'm going to graduate high school. By 22, I'll graduate college. 23, 24, I'll have a wife. And then by 25 or 26, I'll have 2 or 3 kids. I'll be working on my career, and I'll get a promotion by the time I'm 30 and get a house, and then get a bigger house, and then I'll be retired by 65, and we'll be traveling and doing this and that. And you got to plan down to a T your entire life, thinking that you have control over it. Now, mind you, it's a good thing for us to be prepared, for us to plan. That allows us to be good stewards of what God provides us with. But for me to think that I have control over my life in that manner is absolutely absurd. You can't have control over something you don't have power over, and we don't have power over our own life or the circumstances around us. It's good to plan, but it's bad to assume you have control. In fact, we should lean on He who has power and He who is in control. You see, a lot of us had some good ideas, some good plans for 2020, what we were going to do. This is going to be my year. I think we say that every year. But specifically 2020, there's a lot of goals. And none of those are happening right now. Unless your goal is to stay home more, then you're right on top of it. But for the most part, we don't have control over what's going on. So we're plucked out of what our plan was and tossed into something else. So if you are one of those who had all these hopes and dreams planted into what your plans were, you're in a mess of absolute chaos, and you're absolutely stressed, anxious, worried, confused. It'd be a lot of turmoil for you. But if you're able to instead say, I don't have control, I don't have power over this, instead lean on God who is in control, you're able to be far more calm and far more in peace, knowing that God is in control and He has power over even the pandemics. Right? It's not an emergency to Him. He saw this coming, so we trust in His guidance and His provision through it. With that, I'm not telling you to stop planning and stop worrying about the day, although you shouldn't be worried, but you should be planning, you should be prepared, but not to put all of your trust into that, put all of your hope into that. Understand that whatever you have planned isn't in concrete, and it's up for revision. So I hope you guys have a good day, and I hope that's a little bit of encouragement to you. Y'all have a great week.